Hello, hello. What is up, guys? It's good to be back. Orbital Bacon back online. I even got Angry Optimus with me. Back for some good old times. I see Kelvin's here. Looks like Shadow Fighter's back, long time. Kickbox, what's up? Kelvin, Battleframe, Tax, Tay.
Hello, everybody. And this guy, what is he doing up here? I thought we got rid of him for good.
Nothing ever truly dies, Prime. You should know that better than anybody. Yeah, it's been a while, and I thought of some new things to bring you guys. Last time I was doing streams, we were doing lore streams, you know, kind of doing synopsis, I guess you could say, on plot lines and things that had gone by with Transformers over the history of the franchise, which is fun and all, and it had a few good moments. But it never really got as crazy as I kind of wanted it to. It did every now and then, like when we covered the Marvel comics of G1 Transformers. That was a lot of fun because it got pretty wild with the Neo Knights and everything. So I was really hoping for more stuff like that. So what I did, in my time away, was I came up with some new ideas, updated the format a little bit, so that way I can bring you guys some stuff that is guaranteed to cause some faces to shrivel up. I don't know. We'll see. It might make your face scrunch up. You might have heard of it before. A little thing called Kiss Players. But it's the time Optimus Prime dated a human girl. And a lot of other weird things happened too. So strap in for that. We're going to cover that, and Angry Optimus will interject his take along the way. If you could leave a like just so YouTube knows I'm still alive, still functioning. And there is a link to do super chats if you feel so inclined. No requirement, of course. But if you feel like donating a couple bucks, buy me a can of Pepsi, and we got text to speech turned on just to see what chaos that might bring up. So let's get cracking. All right, gonna bring up here the glorious TF Wiki, because I know that they won't have anything too horribly inappropriate. I'm covering this particular franchise. I was worried what I could and could not show, but I figure using the TF Wiki page here is fairly safe. I mean, it might get a little risque, but I don't think they've got anything too bad here. So for anyone who's not familiar with Kiss Players, let me just give you a brief rundown, because this is pretty infamous amongst Transformers fans. But for anyone who is not familiar, even if you are a Transformers fan, or if you're not that big into the fandom or the franchise, to have heard of this before, this is one of those things that came out of wonderful and wacky Japan. And it was set in between the movie, the original cartoon movie back in '86, and Five Faces of Darkness, I believe, was the first episode of the third season. And I believe in the story, like in the canon, it was a 5-year gap. And this story takes place in that 5-year gap. So it's almost like the Shadows of the Empire for Transformers, coming between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. That's basically what this was. It sort of bridged the gap between those two. But American audiences never, for the most part, until the internet, didn't really know about it and didn't know how these characters interacted with the Transformers or even mattered. And a lot of them, I think, by the end are gone anyway. Although, if I remember correctly, there are one or two characters that ended up being mainstays of the Transformers universe that are introduced here. So it's also another Star Wars comparison. It's also like the holiday special, where you've got the introduction of Boba Fett, even though the rest of the holiday special was a train wreck. It did introduce Boba Fett. So that's kind of what this is. So that kind of gives you a general rundown of what it is as far as where it fits into the canon. It takes place in between the movie and the third season, introduces a few characters, but one or two that I think actually stick around. Where it earns its infamy is from, and you can probably see this on the screen. Hopefully I've got it enlarged enough, enhance, that you can see it. It deals with schoolgirls, as Japan often does. And it's especially weird with Transformers, since they're giant robots. And certain things, I'll show you this character here, Legion, with his interesting tongue. The designs were really weird. So let me go ahead and read the synopsis to you. It's only a few issues of manga, but there was also a radio drama. Now, the radio drama goes way more in depth. It was, I think, a couple dozen episodes of this radio drama that was actually acted out, voiced out. And let me go ahead and read a little bit of this to you so I do it justice here. But the radio drama was a segment of the Japanese radio show Lirien Moi Taicho. It began airing in April of 2006 in Japan, of course, and ran for 38 episodes. So over 36 episodes of this radio drama. Each weekly installment of the show featured one of the 3-minute stories narrated by one of the voice actresses who played the 3 main characters in the series, who we're about to be introduced to here when I get to the synopsis. So they would have the voice actresses come in, narrate, and then, of course, act out their parts in these 3-minute radio dramas of which there were 36. So yeah, they went in depth in these things. It was also, of course, accompanied by a toy line put out by Takara Tomy, which is like the Japanese branch that puts out Transformers, where Hasbro puts it out here. So we got, I think, a couple of the toys from it because it was tied into Robots in Disguise, but there was a few things that, of course, we did not get, and of course those pieces are infamous too. If you guys, the hardcore Transformers fans, if you guys are familiar with the Alternators or the Binaltech series of figures, those were actually used in this line, the toy line, that is, for KISS players. So what they would do is package a figure like Optimus Prime from the Alternators line, where he was a Dodge Ram, I believe. And then he would come with a little figurine. I don't think it was posable or anything. I think it was just a little statue, like a little mini figurine of whatever the main character girls that were supposed to be accompanied with them. But we'll get into that because, yeah, they... one of the things that caught my eye that I think is going to make this fun to tell you guys about is, like, for instance, here's a brief summary of just the first episode of this radio drama. Marissa Fairborn boasts about her new boyfriend, Optimus Prime, who she awakened from a deep sleep with a kiss. I was like, okay, I got to tell people about this.
What the hell? I'm no sleeping beauty. They got everything mixed up in here. I don't like it already.
Yeah, I can only imagine where we go from here, Angry Optimus. You better get ready. Just brace yourself. That's all I can say. So the manga, which was sort of like the main meat and potatoes here. Let's get into this. So we've got a residential area in Tokyo where schoolgirl Atari, a wonderful name, Atari, slowly and precariously walks along the top of a narrow wall, miserably wondering why she was the only one to survive. She loses her balance and tumbles to the ground, tearfully agonizing over how it feels wrong to be alive. Elsewhere in Tokyo, the Earth Defense Command races to the scene of a Transformer attack on the Yamanote train line, as the public are directed to take cover in evacuation shelters. Commander Amao arrives and receives a field report from a distressed EDC operative. The operative informs Amao that Agent Xiao Li is currently in pursuit of a fleeing Legion. And Legion is this Megatron-looking dude with the venom tongue over here. And he has camouflaged itself as a car, but that her fusion time limit is almost up. So we'll learn more about Xiao Li. I believe she's one of the 3 girls. They have like weird power, or she does anyway. She works for the government and has weird powers. Amao comforts the girl with the promise that they will not lose any more KISS players. And that's like their official title. It's like the X-Men, but KISS players. Let me catch up with the chat just to see what you guys think about this so far. I'm kind of curious to see has anyone been mentally scarred? Yes, Optimus dating. Pepsimus. Pepsi Prime. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people. A lot of wait, what? So, as Atari lies on the ground, she muses aloud that she can only feel the pain caused by her fall because she is alive, and wonders if her mother and father are now free from pain. Which is kind of dark. That implies that they're dead now. Because she's saying that she only feels pain because she's alive and wonders if her mother and father are free from pain. So, and it says earlier that she was miserably wondering why she was the only one to survive. So she's got some sort of dark backstory here. Unable to bear the pressures of continuing to live in a world without her parents, Atari cries out that she wants to die. But the last thing she expects is for a voice to reply to her, asking if that truly is her desire. Atari looks up and sees only a car which quickly advances upon her, chasing her into a dead-end alleyway as the voice continues to repeat its question, "Is that truly your desire?" Just as Atari realizes that the car has no driver, the vehicle splits apart, reconfiguring into a monstrous robot that Atari realizes must be a transformer. The transformer leans in and once more asks Atari if she truly wishes to die. But faced with the very real possibility of death, Atari realizes that she wants to live. As if in answer to her prayers, what appears to be another transformer comes to her rescue. Just in the nick of time, like he always does, Optimus the freaking Prime floors Legion with a monstrous robot roundhouse kick. The new robot suddenly drops to his knees, however, and disgorges a naked, slime-covered Asian woman as Atari watches in shock and horror. And let's see, as long as I don't get banned for showing this on YouTube for a brief moment. It's just slime. It's just robot slime. I swear, it's just robot slime. She was simply piloting the robot. That's all that was happening. It's normal. It's normal to get covered in slime when you pilot a robot. Haven't you seen Evangelion? They do all sorts of weird things in their robots. This is normal in Japan. So the robot announces that the Kiss player fusion time has reached its limit, necessitating a forced ejection. Within seconds, Amao's EDC team arrives on the scene, confirming that this gooey woman is Xiao Xiao Li, and her robot is an EDC auto trooper. Okay, so it wasn't Optimus the freaking Prime, it was just an auto trooper, but still, it requires gooey fusion to pilot. Curiously, Amao recognizes Atari and speculates that she and Xiao Xiao have been drawn to each other, as she knew they would be. As it turns out, the Legion may be down, but it's not out, as its fists burst out of the building into which it was thrown. The auto trooper instructs Atari to kiss it or she will die. So it's like Terminator, except instead of reaching out your hand, "Come with me if you want to live," he just bends down and puckers up. "Lay one on me, baby, if you don't want to die." Come on now, you just said, you just came to the realization that you wanted to live. You had a near-death experience. So if you weren't joking around, plant one on me. This random auto trooper too, because he knows this is all. It's an auto trooper. He doesn't even have a name. He knows this is all. This is the best he's ever gonna get. I'm in the spotlight. I got to do something before Optimus shows up. This is so fucking wild. But this is why I love Japan, because they come up with some weird shit. Yeah, it's another Prime lookalike, another Prime wannabe.
You got that right, Kelvin, but you know, something about what's going on in this story, I'm okay with that. He can have the girl. I don't want the FBI after me. No, thank you.
Yeah, how bad do you want to live? Exactly, Jack Daniels. How bad do you want to live? This is life or death. The fate of the universe is at hand. If he really put the pressure on. The fate of the universe. You just hear an unzip. There are some things that are better left in Japan. There's, a lot of Transformers stuff. We go, oh man, why didn't we get these figures? Why didn't we get this stuff over here? Some things are better left. It's all right. All right, so let's find out what happens here. So we've got Legion recovering here. This Megatron Venom looking motherfucker is popping up. And then pervy Auto Trooper is telling this girl, hey, if you want to save the world, we got to make out. So the confused Atari is informed by Amao that the Auto Trooper has chosen her and that she is a KISS player. So basically Amao is like the wingman, like, yeah. He makes a lot of money. He's a SoundCloud rapper. You do it, go for it, girl. What a solid wingman. You're a KISS player, you gotta do it. But the girl is too panicked to act and probably doesn't want to. And the Auto Trooper's arm winds up being torn off by the attacking Legion's prehensile tongue. So in other words, Legion wraps his tongue around this Auto Trooper's arm and just rips it clean off. As the horrified Atari looks on, the Auto Trooper asks her whether or not she regrets doing nothing, so now he's guilting her. You see what you did? This is what happens when you don't hop on the D. I lost an arm for you, baby. I lost an arm for you. This takes White Knighting to a whole nother level. He didn't just buy her drinks. My arm was ripped off for you, girl. Ask her if she regrets doing nothing. You happy now? You happy? Standing there with one arm. Atari stands up and announces that doing nothing is the last thing she wants. Oh no. Now she feels like she's got something to prove. It's terrible. So she kisses the Auto Trooper and fuses with the robot, which promptly regenerates its lost arm. And I think that's what this image is. I don't know how long I want to linger on this, though. Before the Cybertronian FBI comes in.
FBI, open up! What the hell? This freaking Auto Trooper, I think he's a Decepticon. I've never even seen Megatron do anything like this. Pressuring the girl into... What the hell is this?
So as soon as the fusion is complete, he regenerates his arm. He gets his strength back. Promptly regenerates his arm, and with one smooth attack, tears the Legion's head right off. Although Amao is delighted with Atari's display of KISS player power, Atari is shocked at what she has done, vomits, and passes out. Oh my gosh. Who is this for? Like even in Japan, who is this for? I know they have a lot of weird stuff. But I think even they would be like, yo, this is a little weird. This is too... Who is this for? I know that they have a lot of Transformers out there, different personalities and characters and stories, timelines, all this stuff. There's Transformers for everybody. Maybe there shouldn't be. All right, so Atari awakens after her vomit-induced fainting spell. As dawn breaks the next day, she was passed out all night in a bed in an unfamiliar room, because of course they took her. They couldn't just leave her passed out in a puddle of her own vomit. No, they had to know. I mean, that would be irresponsible. So they took her back to the base, and Atari wonders where she is. The Auto Trooper appears at the window carrying a small girl in an EDC uniform on his shoulder, because I guess that Xiao Xiao was his original partner. Like, she was already working as a KISS player. The girl or wait, no, this is a different girl. I should just read ahead instead of making assumptions. The girl introduces herself as Ringo Chikuma, although she tells Atari that she can call her Princess Ringo. Oh no. I don't like the implications of that. That, you know, that they're already like little schoolgirls and stuff. Like, is there one that acts like, you know, like, oh, I'm Princess, Auto Trooper is Daddy. I don't like this. I already didn't like this, but it keeps getting worse. What have I done? This was a bad idea. So Princess Ringo clambers onto the bed to drape her arms around Atari, pleased to meet the Kiss player whose power exceeds that of Xiao Xiao's. Oh, she's even strong. She's Goku. She's the Goku of the story. Atari is Goku. Xiao Xiao's going to end up being Vegeta because you know she's not going to take it lying down that somebody's stronger than her. Ringo soon reveals that she is a few biscuits short of a barrel, however, as she wonders what flavor Atari is, and kisses her open mouth. Because it's, you know, that's normal. It's just girls being girls. She even bites her tongue so hard that she starts to bleed. Because she wanted to know. Battleframe, I think you said you were eating during... I hope I haven't ruined anyone. I know it's like dinner time. I hope I haven't ruined anyone's dinner here. So, Ringo, Princess Ringo, just goes right in. Doesn't even, you know, she didn't even bother to butter her up with the whole, you got to do this or the world's going to end. She didn't even rip her arm off. She didn't even lose a limb before. Man, the audacity of Princess Ringo. I can't believe it. So she bites down on Atari, who of course shoves her away and cowers before the demented girl as Ringo wipes her own mouth off and welcomes her to the EDC with a manic grin. So she's batshit crazy. Sometime later, in the dead of night, at Narita International Airport, a cargo plane with EDC markings comes in for a landing. Watching from somewhere nearby, a mysterious woman in a skin-tight outfit reports via cell phone that the package has arrived. As the plane's doors are opened, exposing the dead body of Optimus Prime, the woman smiles and remarks that it's been a long time. Because like I said earlier, this takes place between the movie and season 3, so Optimus is indeed dead at this time. At least this sounds like a full-grown woman. I don't know. She's driving or working or whatever at the airport, using cell phones, and maybe works for the government. I don't know. That's not really the safest of bets here, but we've only got 2 issues to go. Can you handle it, chat? Let me check in. What flavor? Yes, Battleframe. What flavor are your pizza pops? Finished eating a while ago. Okay, alright, good.
Optimus the freaking Prime. The dead Prime.
Alexander says, I came here to enjoy your return and this is what I have to deal with. Yes.
We all have to deal with it. We're in it together. Just you and me. All of us. We can do it. I mean, at least I'm dead. I think this is the one time that I've been happy to be dead in a story. You know what? Where's Bumblebee? Let Bumblebee start kissing these girls. Maybe he can get locked up and I'll finally get my own movie.
It's dirty, Prime. Don't play Bumblebee dirty like that. All right, so if you remember earlier, one of the things that got my attention was just reading that brief description of the radio drama where Marissa Fairborn, however you say her last name, was all bragging about her new boyfriend, Optimus Prime. So I'm like, okay, what? So let's find out who Marissa Fairborn is and why she's going out with Optimus, I guess. On a beach, Marissa Fairborn and Xiao Xiao Li are leaning in towards one another, apparently about to kiss. I mean, it is called Kiss Players, but really? Anyway, suddenly, Marissa is retreating into the distance on Optimus Prime's shoulder, waving goodbye to Xiao Xiao as the other girls call after her in despair. So this sounds like it was a dream. Yes, Xiao Xiao suddenly jolts awake. It was all just a dream. It was all just a dream, coming out of her nightmare, only to find herself in a much worse situation. Naked and bound, Xiao Xiao is trapped in a transparent tube with the decapitated head of Legion looming above her. I don't know if I should enlarge this image. You can see it right here. There's the Legion head. What? Japan, why? Why? And why even in the story? Oh, I don't like, no. Why is she in a tube? What are they gonna do in the tube? And she's not the only one. Other tubes line the walls of the darkened room she finds herself in, containing the gory remains of other EDC Kiss players who have met the same fate that now awaits her. Consumption by the Legion. So, okay, I thought maybe she had been put in here by like the government thing and they were recharging her fusion batteries or whatever, but this sounds more like the bad guys have her? Because she's about to be fed to this Legion face, this decapitated Legion head. Why? Meanwhile, back at the airport, the forces of the EDC. Well, no, wait. No, it just says she awakes in the nightmare. Okay, never mind. Meanwhile, back at the airport, the forces of the EDC gather around the corpse of Optimus Prime, which is to be brought to their headquarters. Prime, however, has become something of a rallying point for anti-governmental activists, and so the EDC are required to protect his body from any attempts at stealing it while it is in transit. And they are quite right to be concerned. From a distance, a cat-suited Marissa Fairborn and her all-female resistance group watch as the convoy carrying Prime's body gets underway. So I guess Marissa Fairborn is one of these activists, anti-government activists that doesn't... I don't know what their relation to the Transformers. Do they not want them here? Do they want them here? I understand why she would want Optimus Prime if he's the rallying point for everything. He is the hype. But of course, they noted that she's in a cat suit, so of course, Japan. Acting quickly and without mercy, Marissa's team detonates a bomb on the bridge that the convoy is currently crossing, bringing the vehicles to a screeching halt, and then swarms the stopped vehicles, gunning down any EDC officers who stand in their way. Unfortunately, they have walked straight into the EDC's trap. Optimus Prime's chest suddenly burst open, and Ringo and her autotrooper emerge from within, killing all the commandos with a gleeful abandon. Wait, so they were just like hiding in Optimus's corpse? like keeping warm like in a tauntaun? I forgot that I had some reactions. I'm what is this? So, Princess Ringo, the crazy one, was hiding with her autotrooper. So I don't know how big this autotrooper is. I'm assuming that Optimus is still in his G1 body, the truck body. So he's pretty large, but they're hiding in his corpse, just chilling in his chest where, the empty compartment where the Matrix used to be. And then they just burst out, ready for action. Now, I guess they just kill everyone. I guess these were all nameless. This team that Marissa was working with, I guess they were all nameless. Didn't matter who they were because they're all dead. The horrified Marissa realizes that the Optimus Prime that they targeted was a decoy. Oh, okay, so that's why they didn't desecrate his corpse. It was just a decoy. But then spots a familiar trailer in the convoy that she suspects may be her true target, immobilizing the EDC troops that try to stop her by slashing their clothes off. Marissa has almost reached the trailer. So In true anime fashion, she just slices their clothes. You want to fight? No. Just rips their clothes off. To get to Optimus. It's important. Optimus must be reached, no matter the cost. Marissa has almost reached the trailer when Caillou and her auto trooper immobilize her with a Crimzeek bullet. Now that's actually an interesting idea. That's actually interesting, taking the Crimzeeks and making bullets out of them. Because I know that they would really mess up Transformers. I know that they could they were like stun effects, I guess. They'd be like stun bullets. Struggling against the paralytic effect, Marissa unsheathes her largest knife and hurls it at the trailer, slicing it open and revealing the true body of Optimus Prime within. At the sight of the real Optimus Prime, Caillou's autotrooper suddenly goes berserk, violently ejecting Caillou and lunging onto Optimus's prone form. So this autotrooper just like loses his mind, ejects his little pilot partner girl, and then tries to kill Optimus. That's the thing. These autotroopers are weird. I don't really know what the deal is with them. I wonder if they were made by human technology or something, and maybe that's why they're corrupt. In a hideous mass of tentacles, of course, I was wondering when the tentacles were gonna. I'm surprised that the tentacles didn't show up sooner. I'm surprised we hadn't seen tentacles sooner. Of course we've got tentacles. The autotrooper is gonna sprout tentacles. You just know he is. It's what this. We all knew it was coming. It's only a matter of time. I'm seeing people literally dying in the chat. Just no. Yeah, Sleeping Beauty Prime. Breakstream, please kill it. Do something. Save us all, Breakstream. Yeah, now he's sitting there. You live long enough to wish for my return. All right, so the tentacles and biomechanics that spring forth from this autotrooper begin to fuse with Prime. Oh, no, wait a minute. I thought, maybe he was going to use the tentacles to throw the girls around, fight them off, whatever. But you're telling me that he's using them on Prime. He's trying to fuse with Prime, so he's inserting these tentacles into Prime.
No. Don't even finish that sentence. No tentacles. No. That's where I draw the line.
So this autotrooper attempts to fuse with Optimus, laying there helpless, the poor defenseless Prime. This is ridiculous. But despite this monstrous sight, Marissa tearfully announces that she refuses to give up on the being that she used to think of as a father figure. So she actually likes Optimus. She's I don't know what this anti-government activist group that she's a part of is, but she doesn't have anything against Optimus if she thinks of him as a father figure. And I've heard the name Marissa Fairborn before. I believe she's from some other fiction, maybe the comics or something. Well, I'll have to, you know what? Let's do that real quick. Marissa Fairborn. Yeah, see this picture right here, if Breakstream isn't blocking it. Yeah, which he totally is. Let me move him real quick. She might look familiar to some of you guys, because that name sounded really familiar. She's an officer in the EDC, hailing from, we already know all this, okay, so she was actually in the G1 cartoon. And then, of course, in the Japanese continuity with KISS players as well. Don't date robots. The caption under her picture. Okay, so she is an existing character. Because all these other characters like Atari and Princess Ringo are brand new as far as I know. But Marissa Fairborn is an existing character that Japan decided, we need to do something with her. We need to shake things up a bit. She can't just be outer space agent working with the Transformers. That's too boring. No, she has to develop a father figure crush on Optimus and want to make out with all these other schoolgirls in this government project. I don't understand what this rabbit hole. What have I done? All right, so let's get back to this. So, Marissa refuses to give up and will not let Optimus go. So, she announces that she is... Let's see. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. She announces that she refuses to give up. So, Marissa kisses the fused Prime Legion creature. So, while the tentacles are still in Prime, she kisses him.
Just let that visual sink in for a minute. I've got tentacles crawling all through me and wherever out and I don't even want to know.
So she kisses the fused Prime Legion creature and in one mighty burst of light discovers that she is a Kiss player too. Of course. Through the power of Marissa's kiss and the cells of the Legion that are tentacling their way through Prime, Optimus is restored to life, reborn in a new body, and fused with Marissa. And we get an image of that here. Now, at least they kind of drew her like a ghost, so you don't see what's going on. And she at least has adult proportions, but I mean, we saw in that other image that she was clearly an adult since she's an existing character, but it doesn't really make it any better. And this is where Optimus gets that Dodge Ram form in the Binaltech or Alternators toy line, whichever you want to call it. You know, if you're ever wondering, oh, why is he a Dodge Ram truck other than just product placement? Kiss players. Marissa discovered her true power and awoke Optimus Prime like Sleeping Beauty, brought him back from the dead with love's one true kiss. and now he's a Dodge Ram.
This is not real. This is not canon. Wait a minute. Can Disney buy the Transformers so they can erase this shit too?
Pull a Star Wars. We want Disney to acquire Transformers just so they can wipe all this EU stuff.
I'm fine with losing all the good stuff, all the Dreamwave comics, IDW, whatever it takes. Just wipe this from existence.
I don't think it's going anywhere, Prime. We're not even done. We've got another issue in the whole radio drama. I don't know if I'm going to cover the radio drama tonight because we're already going about 45 minutes, and I want to get to that last issue here. But at the very least... Oh no! I didn't see this! There's the Optimus tentacle fusion mess. And Marissa wearing her catsuit going in for the kiss. True love's one true kiss.
Please, make it stop.
This tentacle, look at it. It's so veiny. Elsewhere, back with Xiao Xiao, the Legion head above her vomits tentacles from its mouth. More tentacles, intending to drag her in. This will not be pictured in this stream, don't worry. Xiao Xiao does not intend to go without a fight, struggling and biting the tentacles. But several of them wad themselves together and strike her in the abdomen. And I'll just let your own imaginations determine what a wad of tentacles looks like. And it walloped her in the abdomen, knocking the fight out of her. Left able only to scream, Xiao Xiao does so, at which point a streaking ball of fire comes crashing through the ceiling of her prison. As the dust from its impact clears, Xiao Xiao peers out of her tube to see that Hot Rod has arrived. Oh, they dragged Hot Rod into this. Let's go.
Yes, he's the only other one other than Bumblebee that deserves this. Hot Rod should be here. The hero that Kiss players deserve. I may be the one they need, but Hot Rod is the one they deserve.
Just anything to get Optimus out of this. I think that's all that matters. Kelvin thinks he's gonna throw up. Frame says, my eyes. A wad of tentacles. And just imagine the goo looks like Cranch. Hot Rod, no! Yes, Sharp. Hot Rod is being dragged into this. All right, let's finish. We're almost there, guys. You've almost made it to the end with me. You brave souls. You brave souls. All right, let's do this. In the secret facility where Xiao Xiao is imprisoned, Hot Rod has come crashing through the roof. Unfortunately, Hot Rod immediately begins to feel the debilitating effects of the anti-electron field that the EDC has surrounding the Earth. And the Legion all surround him, binding him in the sticky, throbbing clutches of their prehensile tongues. So, the EDC, the Earth Defense Command, even though they're called the Earth Defense Command and seem like they would be the good guys, it seems more and more like they have some ulterior motives. They're working, I guess they're working with these Legion things. Like there's more than one Megatron Venom monster thing. There's a bunch of them, and they have their heads in tubes so that they can devour girls. And they have this anti-electron field, which is also, that sounds familiar. I think that's also a thing that's been in the fiction, whatever canon you want to call it, before, that can debilitate Transformers, sort of like a stun effect, much like the Crimzeek bullets, which was a really cool idea. And luckily, because I know this will make Angry Optimus happy, we do have a picture here of Hot Rod being bound in the sticky, throbbing clutches of the Legion tongues. Behold.
Now that's what you get. That's for the G1 movie. That's for getting me killed. Just enjoy your fate.
Oh my gosh. No one is safe. If you just remember that. Remember that. Boys and girls, my faithful viewers. If you go to Japan, no one is safe from tentacles, okay? Just wear a raincoat at all times. I don't know what can protect you. At the EDC headquarters, Atari is feeling down, disappointed with herself and the fact that she has failed to achieve another successful fusion with her Autotrooper since the first time. Well, she was kind of pressured into it the first time. Freudian slip there. As she slumps to the ground to stew in her own misery, her Autotrooper approaches and extends its hand. Oh, see, now he's being a lot nicer this time. This time he is just extending the hand. Just the hand this time. A small flower lays in its palm. Oh, he's simping. But the miserable Atari smacks it from the robot's hand and runs away. She'll have none of it. Caillou observes this brief clash and takes the flower from the Autotrooper, following Atari and catching up to her on a hillside. She places a flower chain made using the flower the Autotrooper picked on Atari's head, and the two talk, raising Atari's spirits. Elsewhere, well, I mean, can you blame her? Can you blame her for not really wanting anything to do with this Autotrooper whatsoever? I don't blame her at all. I don't know who Caillou is. I guess she's another one of these KISS players. They haven't really mentioned her much other than just being kind of in the background at the EDC headquarters. But I can't really blame Atari for just telling this auto trooper to fuck right off. Elsewhere, Marissa Theraborn is having troubles of her own as a sleeping Optimus Prime finds his dreams haunted by terrifying images of his old enemy Megatron. Suddenly, Optimus wakes up and reaches out to seize Marissa, madness in his eyes. Thankfully, before Optimus can close his giant fingers around the girl and crush her, he returns to his senses and realizes that something is affecting his mind. On the horizon, the pair spot the signs of a Legion attack and head out. Well, I mean, you fused with him while he had a bunch of tentacles all running through his face. I don't think he's all there. Plus, he just came back from the dead. He's like Zombie Prime. We know what happens with Zombie Prime. It doesn't work. It's not pretty. You have to do it right. You can't use tentacles and kissing. You have to use the Matrix. Atari returns to the EDC headquarters, where the determined Ringo immediately spots her flower chain and becomes mesmerized with it. I wonder if she wants to taste the flavor of the flower chain. She plucks it from Atari's head and promptly begins eating it, called it, before turning to Atari and kissing her violently. Princess Ringo, she needs to be paired with Atari's Auto Trooper. They need to be quarantined together, just sent off to their own little rapey island. Before turning, she's okay. So she turns to Atari, begins kissing her violently and force feeding her the flowers with her tongue. The terrified Atari collapses. They just got Atari back to like being chill. Like she wakes up, the creepy auto trooper comes up, tries to give her flowers. She's like, hell no, get away from me. Caillou, who seems to be pretty chill, calms her down, like makes her little flower chain on her head, like, hey, chill out, you don't have to deal with him. And then Princess Ringo comes back and just takes it right back up to 11, force feeding her the flowers. I don't understand. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. All right, we're almost to the end, guys. We're almost to the end. Can make it. So, the terrified Atari collapses to the floor and tries to scramble away, but the little sociopath looms above her, crushing the remaining flowers in her hand. Atari is literally saved by the bell when an alarm goes off, and Ringo goes rushing off after Caillou to respond to the emergency. Atari tries to get herself together, but looks down to see the crushed flowers and feels even worse when she remembers how she spurned her auto trooper's kindness earlier. Don't feel bad for him. You don't need to feel bad for him, Atari. No, he'll get over it. Outside, the EDC forces Outside, the EDC forces confront the source of the alarm, and Commander Amao is shocked to discover that it is Optimus Prime leading a phalanx of Legion in an all-out attack on the EDC headquarters. Prime fends off the few auto troopers that are foolish enough to take him on, at which point things get even more confusing with the sudden arrival of Hot Rod, now fused with Xiao Xiao and reformatted into a new body by her Kiss Player powers. Hot Rod, who was also in the Binaltech Alternators toy line, now you know why he had his new form in that as well. Given that he believes Optimus Prime is dead, Hot Rod mistakenly comes to the conclusion that the violent Optimus in front of him is an imposter. He's sus on this new Optimus. And the two begin battling. Amao orders the Kiss players to attack while the two Autobots are occupied with each other, but Atari, still depressed and lacking self-confidence, does not fuse with her Autotrooper. As her fellow squad members are sent flying through the air by slashes of Prime's Surfblade, Atari makes an impassioned plea to her Autotrooper to help her fight and save their lives. Atari always waits for the last minute. She's like Shinji. She's like the Shinji of this. Like, no, I don't wanna. Okay. I mean, now, in all fairness, she got really pressured by the Autotrooper in the first place, but even the Legion that was attacking her when she was like, oh, I just want to die. And he was asking, oh, do you just want to die? You know, it was, she has a little bit of a Shinji vibe going on. The Autotrooper responds to her words at last and transforms to robot mode, kneeling for a kiss from her. Atari gives him one and the pair fuse once again, charging into battle against the two Autobots. Atari has finally gained the confidence in herself she will need for the challenges ahead, and indeed, her story is only just beginning. Now, it says the story is only just beginning. It's mostly continued in the radio dramas. This is the end, thankfully, of the manga, and this is sort of like the whole intro to the KISS players. It's like their origin story. As I touched on I shouldn't use that phrase. As I talked about the radio drama earlier in the stream, they were a bunch of little 3-minute stories that would sort of focus on one character. They had, I think, 3 different voice actresses that would come in and narrate and act out the parts. And it would just sort of discuss, they were only 3 minutes long, so it was just like short little adventures. And that was basically how the story was finished off. But, chat, you survived. Here, I'll bring up this image of the
Epic! What an epic fight! Totally epic, bro!
Of Hot Rod versus Optimus in KISS players. That's what I want to see. Would KISS players in Smash win? That's what I want to know.
The epic clash you've all wanted to see, and I'm using my epic surf blade.
Now, surf blade. I do want to see what that is real quick. Let me catch up with the chat. See a lot of people crying and throwing up. This is exactly what I thought would happen. You didn't disappoint me, chat. Let that be a lesson. Something is not for your eyes. Who wrote this? I'm sure right here, the story and the art was by Yuki Oshima. Oshima probably is the proper pronunciation. Oshima. Yuki Oshima. I can look and see if they've done anything else. Maybe they've done some other. This guy, this guy right here, chat, is your source.
This is where it all comes from. All the pain, the suffering, the tentacles. All from this creepo.
I'm not surprised in the slightest. He is both the artist and the author. That is where KISS players came from, chat, since you asked. Yuki needs Jesus. Jazz Wolf is gonna commit self-harambe. Well, see, I'd been gone for a while, hadn't streamed for a while, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't boring, when I came back. I didn't want to just come back and go, well, hey guys, I'm back. It's been a while, and then that be the end of it. I wanted to come back with a bang. That might be a poor choice of words, but hey, I'm sure the Autotrooper would be happy about that.
We need to put out an all points bulletin and one of those old Western wanted posters for that pervy ass Autotrooper. He must be stopped. I don't care how many arms he loses. He can't be treating girls like that. It's too much. It's too much, I tell you. And those Legion heads with their wad of tentacles.
But I want to thank you guys. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this journey through this dumpster fire, this Transformers trash. I'm not sure if how many of you were aware of this beforehand. There's more stuff like this out there. If you enjoyed this, come back next week. I'm going to do another stream. I've got some more Transformers garbage to share with you. And if you're having fun with the Transformers stuff, you know, there's garbage in every fandom. There's cursed things everywhere. You know, Star Wars, Marvel. We could do all sorts of stuff. So if you guys had fun, if you survived, then hit the like button for me. Come back next week. I hope you had fun.
And until next time, this is Orbital Bacon, signing off.